the end of the match. It is another fantastic win for the champions. And Franco Smith knows it's all about what you do towards the end of the season. That's what we saw from Glasgow last time out with that magnificent win in the final in Pretoria. They may be, at the moment, living in the shadow of Leinster, who are imperious at the top of the table, but the defending champions are doing very nicely indeed, and we've seen another very professional performance from Glasgow this afternoon. As for the Dragons, well, there were flashes of outstanding rugby from them, but in the end they were simply outclassed. So the final score here at Rodney Parade: Dragons 20, Glasgow 45. So the Dragons, well, they remain 12 points adrift of Zebra Palmer, who had that fantastic win up on the backfield at Murrayfield on Friday night, beating Edinburgh by 22 points to 17. Rio Dyer, a player who will hope that the change of management with Wales will see him return to the international fold. But as for Glasgow, with what I think it would be fair to say is a second string Glasgow, but a very well-oiled machine and some outstanding rugby. Duncan Mann seeing plenty of game time over the course of the last couple of weeks. There he is, the blonde figure on the right-hand side of the screen. George Horn, who got through more than 40 minutes for the first time in a couple of months. So, for the second time this weekend, a squad significantly depleted by Six Nations commitments has come to Wales and won. It was in Leinster, in Swansea on Friday. This afternoon has been the champions Glasgow in Newport. Let's go pitch side, where the player of the match is waiting to talk to us.
And Louis Walker from Bedras is here to present Jack with his BKT URC player of the match. I've got to ask you, Louis, to repeat what you just told Jack.
Jack's massive.
It's massive. He's also a pretty good rugby player. Huge congratulations. Coming back, you know, from being 10-0 down, being pinged at the scrum, you must be delighted to have finished it with such a comfortable scoreline.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, like, at the start of the game, we sort of let them into it a bit. At half-time, we sort of spoke a lot about focusing on our own process. I think that showed in the second half. We came out and gave a performance that's much more us, I think.
Yeah, 7 tries from 13 entries in the end. What does that tell us about, you know, this ruthless edge in the team? Despite the disruption, you've got a certain togetherness at this time of year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, look, all the boys that we've got injured in a way with the Scotland camp. I mean, to be able to come out down here and get a result like we have today, I think shows the strength and depth that we've created. And yeah, I mean, it's just a pleasure to run out.
And you've been through a challenging few years, you know, missing 2 years of rugby due to concussion, due to injuries. You questioned, Jack, whether you'd get back to the standard. You've answered that question certainly tonight.
Yeah, no, look, I'm just really glad to be back out playing rugby and getting to represent such a special club at such a special time as well. So, yeah.
And desperate to get that first start with Scotland?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I'm just enjoying being in camp at the minute. We've got a camp in Spain next week, so heading out to that tomorrow. And yeah, just really enjoying things at the moment.
Brilliant, safe trip back. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, there we are, Jack Mann. I think the undisputed man of the match. There were several contenders among the Glasgow team here today, but he was simply outstanding, was Jack Mann, and definitely kind of tipped a wink to Gregor Townsend and says, come and pick me. There's clearly lots and lots of talent in that Scotland squad, and Glasgow benefiting from the 5 players they had returning to them this week. So that wraps up round 11 of the URC this week, and let's just give you a quick summary of all the other results over the course of the weekend. It began on Friday night, Edinburgh losing to Zebra. That's Zebra's second away win in a row now. Second win on the road for Zebra. They have lifted themselves off the bottom of the table and are increasing the gap between them and the Dragons. Ospreys Leinster win again. They keep on winning in every competition, undefeated in both Europe and the URC. Things could have been different though if you watched that game. Ospreys had a late penalty and missed touch with a kick to the corner. So the Ospreys now do have a defeat next to their name under Mark Jones, but it was a close one. Then 2 South African derbies, the Lions against the Stormers. The Lions winning in Johannesburg, but an away win for the Sharks. That was quite the shock. Sharks coming back from behind to win that one in the second half. Similarly, Ulster were ahead at half-time over in Treviso, 19-17, but they didn't score a single point in that second half, and Benetton romping to victory with a bonus point in the end. It was similarly one-sided, Munster against the Scarlets, 29-8, just the one try for the Scarlets as opposed to 6 for Munster, 2 of them from Gavin Coombs, who can't stop scoring from the back row, and they leapfrogged the Scarlets in the table as a result of that. Connacht against Cardiff was an intriguing one. 19-0 to Connacht at one stage, 19-all in the later stages of the game before Connacht got the crucial try and they brought to an end a 4-game losing streak. And as we've just witnessed, well, it was close at half-time, 24-20, but 21 unanswered points from the defending champions in that second half, establishing their superiority in this fixture. That's now 5 in a row for the Glasgow Warriors against the Dragons. Dragons remain marooned at the bottom of the table. We'll have a look at the bottom in a sec. Let's have a look at the top first of all, though. Leinster still very much sitting pretty. Glasgow have closed the gap on Leinster to 10 points. It was 15 at the start of the weekend. So look, defending champs still very much in it, but Leinster reigning supreme this season. Bulls and Sharks make up a South African 3 and 4. Munster, as I mentioned, climbed a few places, jumping over the Scarlets. Cardiff dropped to 6th, and Benetton are back in the playoff positions. Edinburgh dropped out of the playoff positions because of their defeat to Zebra. The out-of-sorts Stormers are in 10th, and then look way down the bottom there. As I mentioned, there is now a 12-point cushion between Zebra Palmer in 15th and the Dragons still on single fingers with just that one victory on round 1 to their name. So Ryan Wilson has gone walkabout and he's found some old friends.
Yeah, well, I haven't quite found them yet. I'm still lingering. I'm waiting for Franco Smith to finish. He's been going on for quite a while, but as you can see, they're just about to finish this huddle, and I'm going to grab Duncan Weir as he tries to escape. There he is, the bog trotter. What?
Let me see how Josh is.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know you're worried sick about Josh and Mackay, but mate, more worried about the result. It's a big win.
Yeah, no, it wasn't probably the start that we were hoping for, but credit to Dragons, they put a lot of pressure on us. But yeah, the way just like it was a bit like the Connacht game that was like tries out of nothing, like boys just using their footwork really great in the carry and using their feet, and then just the support play was magic in that first half. And we polished it off for a good second half. I'm happy.
Did you know you're only like less than 50 points off 1,000?
I do now.
Did you not know that?
No.
Liar, you knew that. You're going for the 1,000 points.
I'd be happy if I didn't cuddle it off my belly when I made that line break. I nearly got a nosebleed because I ran more than 10 metres.
I did worry about you.
That was when Josh got injured, so I was worried sick about him, and I wanted to stop the play so he could get medical treatment.
Yeah,
so
I bet you will. Well, Duncan, well done. Yeah, safe journey back. I'm coming on the plane with you, so make sure it doesn't leave without me. We'll go and find a few more. I wanted to grab Johnny Matthews because he was just running off this way. There he is. Johnny, just like really important conversation. Everton, what's happened to Everton? It's just a turnaround.
It's outstanding, isn't it, really? I mean, it was never in doubt yesterday. Big draw on Tuesday night. Liverpool probably got the rub of the green. But yeah, Davy Moyes, build him a statue.
Mate, and what were you saying? Because you thought you had scored a try down there. You thought you got your hand on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna, definitely a try. You know me, Will, so I'll always appeal for it.
I'm pretty sure I heard you say to the referee, have you seen my scoring record?
I'd never say that. That's something you'd say.
Right, and here he is. I mean, I don't know if this fits right with me. It looks a bit weird.
You've got to do it now.
How does it feel pulling on the Dragons jersey?
Oh, it's all right. I'm just desperate to get out there, to be honest. It's been a long road for me to get back onto the field, so yeah, it's nice.
Man, it started with a big old carry right up the guts and then a good clearance from the boys.
Yeah, old school in there. I was blown a bit after that then, couldn't get second win, but I said, Duncan, at the end of the game, we're still going here, me. So
what's the feeling like? Because there's obviously a lot of youngsters in there. There's quite a few injuries. Filo's doing his best. He's now obviously made head coach, but bringing a wise head like you, it must be good for him to have you about.
Oh, hopefully, I can try and pass on my experience to some of the younger boys. Like you say, there's a lot of young boys here, but a lot of good talent. Just yeah, it's a little bit of a rebuilding phase, I think, in Welsh rugby in general, and I think we showed at times today as we're going in the right direction. I think we scrambled well. In fairness to Glasgow, they put some nice stuff together, but if we show that effort and that desire, I think we'll start to turn things around.
You got a bit of time off now? You got a week off, or?
Week off, yeah, we're still training, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course you are. Scotty boy, lovely to see you back out there. We're sending this back to the boys that are just over there.
Over here we are, Ryan. Come and join us when you can. Franco Smith is already here. Congratulations, Franco. It was a pretty comfortable win in the end, but half-time, it was a different story. What did you say in that half-time dressing room?
Oh, look, we were inaccurate. If you don't play often, and, I think the Dragons would say the same, you don't play week after week, there's a bit of rust that accumulates. We've got boys that, now for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, didn't play, and they were just a little bit off it. But I must say credit to the Dragons. They put us in a lot of pressure. They were physically really up for it from a set-piece perspective, but also defensively really, really sound. And they came hard in that first part of the game, which was easy, it makes it an easy conversation at half-time that they are here to not let us take this away from them. So we looked at what we need to be doing better, and the boys responded fantastically.
You mentioned the few weeks off. Also, you have to reintegrate some of those returning Scotland internationals. I guess there is that difficulty in maintaining momentum during these periods.
Yeah, it is a bit stop-start. As much as it's a real great opportunity to see some of the young boys playing and get the full squad involved, you tend to lose a little bit of continuity. We try and find ways, to simulate that during the week, but in the end, playing rugby is completely different.
Franco, in terms of the week of the Filo, these are tough, obviously, as a manager, in terms of, obviously, you want to get the detail, but it's probably more mindset, isn't it? Especially lads coming down from Scotland. How good was Jack Mann in terms of just putting his hand up at big moments that obviously got you into the game? Because at points, Dragons were defending well, but I guess those moments from him are exactly what you're after.
Yeah, look, I think Jack wants to play in the Six Nations now. He's close, he's in the group, he's playing well. I think everybody in the squad or in the team today had some or other individual motivation. He specifically, stepped up for us at the right time, and then he proved, that he can play at the next level. So yeah, that made a difference for us. The fact that these guys come back in and they give their hearts to the team. You said come back down, and it is maybe how it's perceived if you come from an international game, and it's hard from a coach and a manager's perspective to get the boys to contribute without feeling that they're missing an opportunity, or they might get hurt, and the fact that's where the compliment sits with the boys. If they come in here and they produce for the club as well, with the objective to go into the national scene, it's fantastic.
So that's another one for me. George Horn put on a show, and obviously he's been doing it for Glasgow all season, but not really getting a look in at international. He put his hand up again tonight, didn't he?
Oh, look, I think he's a good player. We know that. I think between him and Dobie, there's always and Ben White that's currently playing there. So there is it is hard to pick, and maybe it's a horse for a course at the situation at the moment. But again, it means a lot that he comes and performs like this when he's in the mix for the international role as well.
What were you saying to the boys over there? It was a bit of a joke, because I heard about the meeting this week where you came in and said you were going to Wales, and everyone was like, hold on a minute, it went this week with you lot down to Dragons.
Yeah, that's not what I said, Ryan. No, it was a little bit of an internal half-time joke that we've shared there. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Got all the
It stays in the huddle. It stays in the huddle, I think, is the coded message. Nice to be back in Newport. You played a season here yourself. Your son, Franco Smith Jr., was born in Newport. Good to be back.
Yeah, fantastic. Good to even in the crowd. Some people actually remember me. Some of the young boys now have grey beards. That bothers me. The guys that came up to say hello, so they were very young then. No, fantastic. I must say the pitch was way different then. But this is it's a good people that lives here. I was very well welcomed. I have fond memories. Tony Brown, the previous owner here, was very good to me and my family when Franco Jr. was born here. So no, we had a fantastic time here, and I've got fond memories from being here.
Yeah, I bet you have. And all jokes aside, Ryan's teed it up there. We can't let you go without addressing the elephant in the room. You were asked pre-match. Wales obviously interested. You're on the shortlist as a potential successor to Warren Gatland. The Glasgow fans obviously want to desperately keep hold of you, as to Scotland. Have you got any inkling as to what might happen next in your rugby journey?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of talk, so I'll leave it at that, you know.
I thought you might say that.
He's
the
a
expert
wanted man anyway.
flat bat. Well done, Franco. Pleasure to see you as always. We'll wait and see what happens, and we'll see you again on the road.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Cheers.
Good man.
So Franco Smith, there he goes, triumphant once again down here in Newport. Fairly tight-lipped on whether or not he'll be taken over from Warren Gatland. But 45-20, the final score in Roddy Parade. We'll analyse a few of these tries on the other side of this break. A very happy Franco Smith, a very tight-lipped Franco Smith when we asked him about the Wales job when he came over just a few moments ago. But gents, we haven't got a great deal of time left. On Glasgow, Ryan, they've shown again, even without their stardust, even without their frontline players, they can still come away from home and score a bonus point victory and win with ease.
Yeah, and I think everyone expected that from them, didn't they? They expected to see the way they went about their work. But there were also moments where Dragons impressed me and got into the game. So there'll be a little bit of frustration there that they let them in. But ultimately, you look at it, and these two games where we haven't had any Scotland internationals and they've drip-fed some of them back, they've gone and got 5 points here today. They'll be really happy with that, to go on the road and fetch those 5 points. And to blood a lot of youngsters, a few first caps out there, to get some of the younger guys in and amongst it is really important. And that is where Glasgow have always done really well. They've managed to get a real depth from giving these young talented players opportunities, and that's what you need. And there's a lot of opportunities for the Dragons team. It's just there's not a huge amount of experience in there with them. So that's where that will come. That will build.
10 points behind Leinster, Glasgow. Leinster, as we mentioned, just cannot lose. They're unbeaten in every game they played this season across both competitions. But Glasgow seem to be tracking nicely. You'd still put a decent chunk of change on them retaining their title, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've got a good set piece. They're driving more. We spoke about how powerful that is. Their back row, like likes of Jack Mann coming in today, like what a player. I haven't seen him play too much, but power, that seems what they go. And George Horn, I think, is instrumental. I think to the way Glasgow attack, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's in around the Scotland team against England in the next week or so. But they've got weapons, haven't they? The Sebastian Cancelliere on the wing, making yards all over the shot. They are a dangerous team, but obviously when you come against like the juggernaut of Leinster, who have just got endless power, endless sort of detail in their game, that's when they're obviously going to be tested.
And a few cameos from the likes of Geordie Barrett and RG Snyman, that always helps, doesn't it? Yeah. When you're looking for trophies at the tail end of the season. So we're over the hump now, over the halfway point of this season. Glasgow, as we mentioned, in second. Dragons, the opposite end of the table, down in 16th, with quite a cushion between them and Zebra. Let's hear now from their head coach, Filo Tiatia. I guess there is that difficulty in maintaining momentum during these periods.
But when you applied some pressure out there were elements of your game to build on?
Yeah, it's a good assessment. Like first half, we showed a lot of positive signs, a lot of good moments, good sets. The second half, it was challenging when we weren't on, a bit of fatigue, and made some critical errors.
Head coach but defence coach as well at the moment. Give us a sense of how difficult a team they are to defend against, their ability to not only create line breaks but finish those chances off.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good side, a lot of players that represent the national side, and they've managed to have some players that come and play for them, so it's always an opportunity to play for your club. Similarly, our international players are playing for Wales and no game, but unavailable for us, so that is what it is.
Talking of international players, one man rolling back the years, Scott Williams on permit at the minute. Is there an appetite there to keep him?
Yeah, Scott has worked really hard. He has ambitions to keep playing at this level. He's worked really hard to get where he's at. He's played for Pontypool. We thought it was an opportunity for him to be rewarded, and he had some good moments when he came on.
And the way the fixtures have fallen means this is your penultimate home game in the league, so an acknowledgement now you'll have to pick up some points on the road, starting at Zebra.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be a tough challenge again. It's a niggly preparation week. We're looking forward to getting players back from injury and hopefully get some more depth and able to pick players.
Filo, thanks for your time. Go well out there.
On Scott Williams, Alex, your old mucker, your old playing partner in Wales. He's now played for the Ospreys. He's played for the Scarlets, obviously, the Dragons. He's almost going to join that elite band of players who plays for all 4 regions. How good was it to see him back out there at this level? And he looked pretty sharp, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been out of the game for so long, hasn't he? He's still got that desire at this level. He's a top bloke. I thought he came on and he had some really nice touches. I think Ryan alluded it earlier in terms of the experience. That's what he's going to bring. I think for him, if you look at that back line, there isn't that much experience. And I think dropping him in now and then, I think is going to be massive for Dragons going forward, defensively and attack. But it is just so good to see him out there.
It certainly was. As a Dragons fan, not you, these guys.
I wonder why you're pointing at me. I got told off for the zebra celebrations on Friday, so you can't put me in the Dragons.
No, I wouldn't chuck you under the bus in that way. They're looking on, you know, they're loyal. They come here every week. They fill the stands. They watch their team almost inevitably lose because they've only got that one victory against the Ospreys at the start of the season. If you were to speak to them, Ryan, and you are a glass half full kind of guy, and give them hope for the future,
can't wait for this.
What would you say?
No, genuinely, like I felt like they almost deserved a little bit more. When you look at the scoreline today, it didn't flatter Glasgow, but they probably deserved a little bit more out of it. I thought they had moments of real brilliance, and when they did attack, when they got it going, it was really nice. They just need to be a bit smarter with the way they play in terms of mixing it up. They're still trying to find their identity. They've obviously got Filo as a defence coach, and you could see the difference in their defence today. When Glasgow got into the 22, they really stood strong. And there were moments where they played, they just need that confidence. And you saw Zebre 3 weeks ago beat Ulster on the road, and just what a win does to suddenly buoy everyone up, and then they go and beat Edinburgh on the road. That's all they need. They need a big moment like that, and it will come at some point, and then suddenly things start to snowball.
Where from? Where's it coming? Can they beat Zebre away?
They've got Zebre away, haven't they? They've got Ulster away
struggling.
And Edinburgh. So there's 3 chances there where you look at them and go,
it's their away record, though, isn't it? There's no evidence to say it's going to change, is it? So I guess Zebre is the big one, but you know, the way they're sort of playing at the moment, defensively and attack, is going to be really tough, isn't it?
There's talk of new signings as well. You know, we've heard rumours that maybe Thomas Young, maybe Seb Davis might be coming in. Nothing confirmed yet. But do you sense they need a few more experienced players in crucial positions? You mentioned Scott Williams as one.
Yeah, definitely. I think half-backs, I think probably a little bit more experience there, who have probably been in maybe not some similar situations, but just being able to play and navigating them in that middle third. That was a bit of an area, wasn't it? They were playing a little bit too much, and then obviously getting caught. I think Glasgow won 2 or 3 penalties in the middle third, kick for corner, and that's where you've got to just navigate yourself a little bit better.
Everyone talks about the spine of the team, and that's where they want to try and do that. Same with Wales. Glasgow have done it with Xander Ferguson, Scott Cummins, all the way down. You've got to try and find that spine of the team. So making a few big signings there will make a difference.
OK, guys, we've got to leave it there. Thanks for watching. As always at home, it is a 5th win in a row for Glasgow against the Dragons. Back to the drawing board for the home side. We'll see you in a fortnight's time.